Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
A Lexington man wants to warn you about a scam that his parents nearly fell victim to.
Friends of a murder victim say they need your help as they try to raise money for 3 children she had custody of.
And to save money this season, folks are starting to turn on their heaters, of course, and we'll tell you about some ways that you can keep those bills from really piling up. Those stories and more, breaking news as it happens. It's coming up on WKYT This Morning. Good morning to you. Arctic air staying with us in the bluegrass. Possibility of maybe some snow flurries later today. I'm Bill Bryant.
Ooh, I don't know if we're ready for that.
No.
Oh, man. And I'm Rebecca Smith. Winds blowing into the region to make for unseasonably cold conditions. And for more on that, let's first turn to meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, most of us stayed in the 30s yesterday, and I believe the next several days we're going to stick right there with it. Maybe in a few flurries. Look, anytime you have clouds overhead that just don't want to move on out and you have these cold conditions, you could pick up some snow flurries, much like we saw yesterday. We even had a couple flying around here in Lexington. Didn't hear about anywhere else, but nonetheless, you could have it once again today, tomorrow, even off toward the weekend. Well, the weekend gets a little bit more active. 30s outside, 31 degrees there in Lexington, sitting there in Frankfort as well. And by the afternoon, 35 with those flurries possible. Remember, that's each and every single day. Until the weekend, snowflakes. I'll show you that coming up in a few minutes.
See you in a bit, and we thank you. And heating repair companies are telling us that they're working overtime already now that the Arctic air has moved in.
But workers say some simple maintenance on your heating system can prevent big problems down the road. They suggest being on a seasonal maintenance plan so someone can check your system each year. And they say a dirty filter can cost you big bucks,
which will cause a furnace to overheat, cause it to turn off and lock out. Same thing with heat pumps. It'll cause them to freeze up and for people not to have any heat, and that's just a basic that anybody can do.
Now, experts also say if you live in an older home, you should have the insulation checked to make sure you're getting the most out of your furnace.
We're tracking a scam alert this morning that could target you. A Lexington man says his parents nearly lost thousands of dollars to a roofing business that promised the work but never delivered. We did some digging and we found a man representing this business has been charged with theft before. WKYT's Jerica Insko is tracking the investigation.
He's always been close to his parents, who are now in their 90s. So David Shannon is running the family business while looking after them on the side.
They check in with us too, but we check in with them.
On Saturday, when Shannon wasn't around, he says someone took advantage of his elderly parents.
You kind of get upset with your parents because they allowed this to happen, and then you realize that the people doing this are professional. They're professional thieves.
A roofing scam, to be exact. Shannon saying a man named Chris Lane promised to do a bunch of roofing work. He says the man worked for an hour.
This is a 3 or 4 day process to be able to do what was done.
Then wrote up this document with numbers that did not add up.
The same people doing exactly the same process are still out there, and they're going to keep doing it because it's successful. So right now, while it's active, they need to be caught.
And this case might not involve new scammers, pushing police to open an investigation. Lexington police tell us a man who is associated with AC Roofing was previously charged in a theft case in connection to a similar scam earlier this year. There's no telling how many people have fallen victim to this scam. But luckily, Shannon was able to stop the check that his father wrote, saving him more than $2,500. But that hasn't stopped the problem, leaving his parents on edge.
They almost have a fear of being at home, afraid somebody's going to come back.
But Shannon just wants people to live cautiously and be alert. In Lexington, Jerica Insko, WKYT.
And Shannon says the men showed up at his parents' next-door neighbors the next day. Luckily, the Shannon family already alerted those people about the roofers, so they did not fall for the scam.
New this morning, firefighters have determined a cause for a house fire in Bowling Green that happened last month. That fire on East Main Street killed Western Kentucky University sophomore Tyler English. Investigators tell WBKO the fire started in a trash can in an upstairs kitchen. They say a cigarette likely caused the accidental fire.
A convicted murderer on Kentucky's death row will get the chance to argue that his sentence should be overturned. A jury convicted John Mills of the 1995 murder of Knox County gospel singer Arthur Phipps. Mills says his lawyer didn't do a good job representing him, so he appealed his death sentence. Last month, the Kentucky Supreme Court ruled that Mills would receive a new penalty phase for his case. But the victim's daughter says the death sentence fits the crime.
I think the death penalty is the best thing for this man. He has so much anger. I wouldn't want him out on the streets again, so I certainly hope he never gets out of prison.
Prosecutors say no matter what Mills' murder conviction will not be changing. He could end up with the death penalty, even with a new penalty phase.
2 people hit by cars in the same stretch of Lexington Road, and police say it's a sign of a bigger problem. Police say a man was hit and killed Tuesday night on North Broadway at Loudon. A woman was hit by a car just down the road about 5 hours later. We looked at police records and found that since 2011, 39 people have been hit on Broadway while crossing the road. That's the most of any road in Lexington. But police say there's not a problem with the road itself.
People say this is a dangerous intersection, but I don't agree with that. I think the way that people use this intersection is dangerous and is irresponsible in many cases.
In just a few minutes on Wednesday, our camera caught up with some folks ignoring crosswalks or crossing when they're not supposed to. The woman hit by the car last night is expected to recover.
4:36 now on WKYT this morning, and 2 men are facing charges after police say they used a trick to steal thousands of dollars in items from an outlet mall. Simpsonville police say on Saturday, Anthony Ruffin and Jerome Harkness stole more than $7,000 in shoes, electronics, and jackets from the outlet shops of the Bluegrass. They say the men had a specially lined duffel bag that blocked the alarm system from picking up on the security tags on the merchandise. But eventually, employees caught on and called police. One of the men was arrested in the parking lot, the other at a nearby restaurant.
And he was on surveillance cameras and stuff, and the mall has excellent cameras. I have to give it to them. They have some sharp cameras.
Police also say 2 people tried to steal some Armani suits from the mall Monday. They have not been caught, and police say the cases are not related.
This morning, we're continuing to track the investigation into a burglary in Knott County. State police say someone broke into the Disabled American Veterans Building in Hindman earlier this week. The burglar stole a microwave and some other appliances. So far, police say they have not made any arrests.
A new high-tech tool has arrived at Lexington's Cardinal Hill Rehabilitation Hospital to help patients there. Cardinal Hill now has a robotic walker training system called the GEO. It will help patients with physical disabilities and traumatic injuries regain movement and strength. The GEO cost $287,000. Cardinal Hill spent years raising the money to buy it. Cardinal Hill has another machine with similar capabilities, but the GEO makes it easier to treat children. Looks like it works.
Yes,
quite
I was
well.
there yesterday, and as they unveiled it, it was really, really cool machine, some great technology.
Yeah, impressive.
Well, friends of an Eastern Kentucky murder victim are asking for your help. They're trying to raise money for the 3 children who were in her care.
State police say someone shot Patricia Lutz Monday night outside of a Lee County home. She had custody of the children, and friends say they're hoping to keep the children with family and out of foster care. WKYT's Garrett Weimer talks to Lutz's pastor.
She had a smile that could light the room up when she walked in, and I'll be honest, I'm going to miss her. I really am.
Keepsakes and memories are all they have left.
She would be the one that you would want to talk to because she could always cheer anyone up.
But those who knew her say they'll always remember Patricia Lutz.
As long as you have a mind, Trish was one of those people that you'll never forget.
Now they're asking for help in memory of a woman they say was always helping others.
She was like the Good Samaritan. When a lot of people would pass by, she saw something else in people, and she saw hope, and she saw what they could be.
Friends have now set up a bank account here at Farmers and Traders Bank in Campton. That money will go to help Lutz's kids that she leaves behind.
I know that with her gone, the one thing that she would want would be her kids taken care of. And so that's why our focus is her kids. She was a wonderful mother. She was.
Carol says the money will go to make sure the kids can stay with their grandmother as Lutz's family and friends deal with a loss way too soon.
Well, I'm trying really hard not to get emotional over it because she was such a wonderful friend.
I will tell you that we will miss her and we love her, and but we hope to go to heaven to be with her one day, more importantly.
In Wolfe County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Kentucky State Police have not made any arrests in connection with Lute's murder. If you'd like to donate, you can take or mail a check to Farmers and Traders Bank. We have the information on how to do that at our website, WKYT.com.
Kentucky will have a new lieutenant governor this afternoon. Current Lieutenant Governor Jerry Abramson announced last week that he is resigning to take a job in President Obama's administration. He'll officially step down at 5 o'clock this afternoon. At that moment, former State Auditor Crit Llewellyn will be sworn in as the new lieutenant governor in a private ceremony. She'll be publicly sworn in Friday afternoon at 2:30, and a reception will follow at the state capitol rotunda.